Hello there, and welcome to the Cotswold Explorer. I'm Robin Shuckburgh. I've been making notes about what it's like being locked down in this great coronavirus pandemic that we're all going through at the moment. And in doing so, of course, I'm reading a lot of other people's notes about the same thing, and I'm astonished by how similar our lives all are. Everybody's houses are immaculate. Everything's mended to death. Cars are shining all over the roads. It's extraordinary how every car you see is clean. Everybody's taking an enormous amount of trouble to fill their time. There's a lot of mention of the way nature is slightly changing in its attitude towards us. These days, of course, my walks with Widget, my great canine companion, are more rewarding than ever, as nature seems to have relaxed and begun to take us as humans a little less seriously. But today I had an experience which confirms this in spades. A cuckoo, that great English harbinger of summer, has been singing away in my village for 2 or 3 weeks now. Now, there's nothing particularly unusual about that, except that it's quite rare to hear cuckoos quite as close to human habitation as that. But today, for the first time in my entire life, I met that cuckoo. While I was walking with Widget, I caught my first glimpse of it in the tops of the trees, but it was soon chased off by the resident jackdaws. But a few minutes later, we'd walked down a small lane towards the open countryside, when the bird started singing from the top of a tree just above us. It was really loud, and even Widget stopped to listen. And there, perched at the very top of this tree, was this slightly dowdy bird with a stripy tummy, singing its heart out, no doubt trying to attract a mate. It sang for a good 2 minutes while we both watched and transfixed, the hair on the back of my neck standing on end. The cuckoo's about the size of a small pigeon, by the way. Just bear that in mind while I finish this story. We walked on for a couple of miles in the spring sunshine, and the cuckoo's song followed us all the way. It was a sublime experience. But what is it with the English and their favourite birds? The robin has long since been revered by our nation, and the cuckoo has their special place in our hearts. Yet both of them represent the hooligan element of the bird world. The robin's territorial imperative is so strong it often fights its fellow robins to death to protect it. It uses its beautiful, elegant beak to drill a neat hole in the skull of its adversary, killing it stone dead. It's official. Robins are killers, but I refuse to take responsibility. Why is it that this image somehow always reminds me of an amazing book called Alan Quartermaine, written by Rider Haggard, which I read when I was a child? Somebody must be able to tell me what the association... I can't quite get the association, but there must be one there somewhere. Now, cuckoos are in a different league altogether. They lay their eggs in other birds' nests, for preference the dunnock or meadow pipit or reed warbler. Now, these poor creatures are chosen because of the similarity of their eggs to that of the cuckoo. But all three of them are so much smaller than the cuckoo. And the very day the cuckoo chick hatches, it starts to dispose of the other eggs in the nest, or indeed the young chicks, if any of them have had the nerve to hatch before it. It then sits there, getting fatter and fatter, while the poor surrogate parents struggle to feed it until it is ready to fledge. Now, if you have been unexpectedly locked in with your offspring these past few months, and are beginning to wonder how they can possibly be yours at all, remember the cuckoo, because perhaps they aren't. It's that time of the year. See you soon.